I have an incredible, amazing, wonderful, master manifesting level class success story, all of it wrapped up in this one video for you today. You guys, I had an entirely different video with another success story planned and another lesson in it, and I'm going to record that one too. But this session I just got out of with a client, I was speechless. I was laughing so hard because of this incredible story he shared with me, his success story. And it is, first, it's a lesson of his manifestation that I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to read it to you, and I'm going to pull out all of the parallels out of it for you guys. I'm going to help you unfold this for you. And what's behind it all is the reason why I couldn't stop laughing, because of how perfect this success story unfolded for him. And it will apply to anything and everything. So stick with me. Stay to the end, because I am going to pick apart this success story so you see all the wonderful golden nuggets wrapped up in my client's story. So stick with me. Welcome. My name is Rose, and welcome to The Rosey Life, where we help you free your mind and follow your heart so you live a life that you love. If you're interested in working one-on-one with me, go to RoseyLife.com. You can read the information there, or you can join the Rosey Life course and community. All right, you guys, thank you again for subscribing to The Rosey Life, and thank you for liking the videos, and you guys are so amazing. Thank you so much for being here and being a part and watching the Rosey Life grow. I am so excited, and I love watching it grow, and I love reading all your success stories and your questions. Just thank you so much. All right, so let's get started. You guys, this is gonna rock your world, because it sure, can you guys tell how excited I am? I'm I could not wait to do this video when I got off the call with this client this morning. So first I'm going to read you the success story, okay? And then I'm going to unravel it a little bit more, because it's layers upon layers upon layers of what is happening here, and what we are all able to do, and it's so beautiful. It's so wonderful. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to start you off with the email. So he says, "Hi Rosie, I will make an appointment with you soon, blah blah blah, but I wanted to give you a success story." And he said, "So I think I told you I did stand-up comedy." He did share with me that he is a stand-up comedian, in addition to he's also a real estate investor, and he's extremely successful in what he does. So he loves to do the stand-up comedy more because it's just a passion. All right. So he says, "Lately, I haven't been feeling it. I have been overstudying and not doing as well as I would like to, and forgetting material. I almost stopped doing stand-up, but I really love it. So I was invited to a show last night, and I said I would do it. Usually I get nervous the day of the show, and I study and rehearse my notes like crazy and get anxious about it." Sounding familiar? "But this time it felt different. Haha," he laughs. "I just went into the full I am, and I declared I am a great comedian and I will kill it tonight. Then just pictured the scene where I was there and the room was laughing and loving it. I glanced at my notes and just said, I know what I am." And this is funny because I made a video earlier about saying this exact same thing. "I know what I am. I don't need these notes anymore," he says, "and put them away. I know what I am. I don't need these notes anymore, and put them away. I just knew I was going to have a killer show. I enjoyed the day. I enjoyed the dinner before with friends that came to see me, and when I went up there, it was the most comfortable I have ever been. Completely flowing." Love that key word. "Maybe my best show ever. I attached comments on some texts I got after the show, And he did send me screenshots of some comments that of friends that were at the show with him. And he sent me the screenshots to show that what he had declared, that I will kill it, reflect those also were reflected back to him. So some of the screenshots said, one of them said, Mike, you killed it. Exactly what I said to myself before the show. I said to myself, I am going to kill it tonight. And to top it off, he says, one of the professional comedians even said to me, I am eventually going to get you a big show at a casino to warm up for me. Amazing. It just keeps coming. Thank you. Oh, okay. Let's get into his story a little bit. And he sent me this email, and he had already prepped it up to send it to me, but he knew he had a session with me this morning, so he actually told me even more details in the session, and which I'm going to interject them here now, because there's a lot more that came from that success story. So in addition to that, you guys, I have to tell you, we've been working together pretty consistently for a couple months now, and he has gone from like 0 to 100 really fast, and he is manifesting so many wonderful things, financial, relationships, all kinds of things, and it's just everything just flying and flowing to him easy. The word flow, you guys, is a key word that he mentioned there too, but the word flow is key because he's allowing himself to be in the flow. So I want to quote this scripture from Malachi 3:10, and it says, "Prove me now here, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it." I love this scripture. And a while ago, I used to think prove me meant that test God, like you prove it to me that I can have. So I'm just going to sit here with my arms crossed, and you have to prove it, that it meant test me, right? Test it. And that's not what it's saying. It's like, it doesn't say like prove it to me then, no. It, in fact, proving is aligning, is you aligning and claiming your oneness with the flow. And I love that. I've referred to him before, but Eric Butterworth talks. He has a book called The Flow, and it's a wonderful book if you want to read it. But aligning, so prove me is aligning, claiming your oneness with the flow, meaning decide who you are, decide what you want, like he did. He claimed it. I'm going to kill it, right? He aligned with the oneness of the flow. Do you see? This is what he did. He is allowing himself to be one with the flow. So it's saying align yourself with me, think as I do, be who you want to be, because God is everything. God doesn't doubt himself or say I'm not that it or I'm not it. There's no, feelings and thoughts and doubts are irrelevant, you guys. It's just align yourself, claim yourself to be one with the flow. So what if you have doubts and fears come in? It doesn't matter. You don't have to even pay attention to them. You don't have to fix them, flip them, or do anything with them. You aligning yourself with the flow is all we ever need to do, is claiming who you are. I am whatever you say you are. Okay, so prove now here, if I will not open, I love this so much. Open you the windows of heaven. Okay, so window metaphysically is you, this vessel, this body. So in other words, that I will open you. Okay, ooh, got goosebumps, right? I will open you. So open is allowing and receiving you, right? I will open you and allow the flow to go with you. So much blessing that there shall not be room enough to receive it. Wow, that is so powerful of a scripture. You are the window of heaven. You are the heaven is inside of you, and you opening up allows heaven to flow through you, and you will receive, right? You will receive so much that you won't even know what the hell to do with it. You won't know what to do with all this love, all this money, all this affection, all this happiness, all this joy, all this abundance. It's already mine. It's already yours. Do you see? So Now let's get into how this ties into what my client did, right? I have been overstudying and not doing well. All right, well, now let's get back into the techniques and processes and affirming and trying and efforting and action and no action, right? Here he's saying very clearly, now he's talking about his comedy show, okay? That's what he's referring to. But I want you to see what's behind his words. And that is why I started laughing, because he was describing his manifestation and I was thoroughly enjoying and experiencing his conviction while he was describing this to me on the call. He was describing his success story and unaware that in the moment of him describing it, he was actually living it, and I was feeling his conviction, his joy, his power, his I amness while he was talking. He was answering all of his own questions, and I was just enjoying and taking in all that love that was spewing from him while he was talking to me. So that's why I was giggling so much, because he didn't know by sharing that success story, he was answering all of his questions for the other things that he and I are working on together. Okay, so he says, I have been overstudying and not doing well. Well, guess what? When you guys say that I'm stressed out, I'm frustrated, I want to give up, this is bullshit, it doesn't work, I'm so tired, I've tried everything, I've done every technique under the sun, I'm just tired, physically tired, mentally tired, emotionally tired, you feel delusional, you feel like all of it, all of those things. This is why. Because you're overstudying, meaning you're trying too hard. You don't have to try at all. And when you do try, this is what happens. You're not going to feel well. That is your clear indicator. When you don't feel well and you feel stressed and anxious and all of that, and you're efforting, that is why, because it's clear you're trying too hard. And well, what happened? And when he was not doing well, he was forgetting his lines, he was forgetting his material, and he just wasn't feeling it. He even said he was ready to quit comedy. He was ready to give up on his desire. Sound familiar? He was ready to walk away from what his heart is calling him to do. Do you see why? Because he kept trying too hard. And then he said, but this time was different. This time was different. He went into the full I am. I love that he said that. I went full I am, right? It's like I went full throttle. I went full all in, right? I went full all I am. I went full I am. I love that. It's kind of like a line of a movie, right? I went full I am, right? And he said, he declared, I am a great comedian and will kill it tonight. I am a great comedian. Do you see? This was his declaration. I am a great comedian and will kill it tonight. Do you see? For all of you guys, you're like, is it the past tense, the present tense, is the future tense? How do I say an affirmation? You can't say that because that means you don't have it. That means that blah, blah, blah. He wasn't concerned with the tense of his affirmation or declaration. He wasn't caught up in I had it, I want it, I need it, I wanted it. Do you see? He wasn't concerned with that. It's not the words, you guys. It's not the affirmation. It's your pure intention behind your declaration, behind your imaginals act, behind whatever you script, behind the assumption. It is the intention behind it, and it was known. It was known. Do you see? I am a great comedian and will kill it tonight. That was his declaration. Okay? And then he said further, I don't need these notes anymore. I absolutely love that. He says, I don't need these notes. So he was walking around with his notes, holding on to them. And this is what he would do before every comedy act. He would study his material, study his notes, holding himself that he has to get it just perfect as he has them written down in his notes. And that's what he was stressing himself out, overstudying, and he wasn't enjoying the comedy anymore. So this time he said it was different. Remember, he said it was different. He went full I am, right? He went full I am, like full Rambo, right? He went all in. And he says, I don't need these notes. He later in our session, he said, I was holding those notes as a condition. He said, a condition in order for me to kill it, in order for me to be a great comedian, in order for me to have what I want, I had to overstudy. That was his condition that he unknowingly made and saw it this time. This time was different. See, and he got rid of the notes. He dropped the notes. He says, I don't need this. He dropped the old story. He dropped the condition. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to say anything. I don't need to affirm anything. I don't need to script it. I don't need to eat it. I don't need to meditate it. I don't need to do anything. All I have to do is go full I am and get whatever the heck I want. Do you see that? So he chose I am, and he enjoyed. He also said that he made a decision. He says, I'm not going to stress about this. He said, I enjoyed every minute up to the show. He said, I want to enjoy every minute. He met with friends. They had dinner before the show. He said, I made a decision to enjoy every single minute all the way up to the show. Get this too, you guys. Well, the unfolding. That's what he's talking about. Again, he's talking about the actual stand-up show, but the unfolding, what he's saying, I made a decision to enjoy the unfolding of what? The show. What's the show? The wish fulfilled. Do you guys see this? He made a decision to enjoy the unfolding of his wish fulfilled instead of overstudying it. He threw the script out. Literally, he had a script he was trying to follow. He was trying to follow a script or rules or conditions, or I have to do this, I have to be that way, I have to change myself, I have to think different thoughts, I have to have this or that. Do you see? He threw it out. He said, it's like he got this and he said, I don't need it. I am full I am. I so love that. You guys see why I was laughing so hard. And he kept telling the story and I just kept laughing, right? Because it's so powerful. It's so perfect. So he decided to enjoy the unfolding of his wish fulfilled, and he did it. And I love at the beginning, he told me, he said that he was actually what they call the warm-up person for the main comedians on the show, that they invited him, and he's like the one that warms up the audience and everything, and that he was talking to his friends that were there to watch him, and they said, "Are you nervous?" And he said, "Yeah, actually I am." He said that he's nervous before shows, and he said he felt his nerves bubbling up, and it didn't matter, because he would say, "I'm going to kill it though. I'm going to kill it." Right? So even with that, he got up on the stage, and he said he even looked around the crowd and judged the crowd. You guys, this story just keeps giving. It's like a water flow, right? So he judged the crowd, and he said, then they look a little flat, like they don't look like they're, gonna have fun or whatever. He even judged appearances. He judged the crowd. He judged the 3D, and he was nervous. He was doubting himself, but his assumption trumped over all fears, over all doubts, over all feelings, over all conditions of the crowd, the 3D. You get this? Even in the Bible, metaphysically, the crowds of people represents the crowds of all your thoughts. that is what he was looking at the crowd and judging it. He was even doing that, and he still got what he wanted. And then he was on the stage, and he started noticing he was worried that he was going to forget some of the material, and he immediately came in and said, "No, I know I am." He corrected himself and declared, "I am." Do you see? So that is why I just was over the moon. Thank you so much for letting me share your success story. I really appreciate it. You know who you are. And because this story just has layers upon layers of wonderful revelations of the power of who you are. It is it's perfect. The story is perfect. It is what I've heard years ago. I've heard people say, "Oh, I'm a master manifester." This is a master manifesting example of what you all are. Not just this client, but all of you, all of us have the same power flowing through us. So what do? We flow, we align, we claim who we are, we decide who we are. And no matter what conditions, no matter what the crowd looks like, okay, no matter what your feelings, no matter what fears and doubts come up, throw the freaking book out, throw all the rule book out, get rid of it, and claim who you are. Go full I am. This is so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I sure the heck did. And thank you guys again for liking the video, and please share it. Share this video in a way because it is a brilliant example of what we all have the power to do. And we are doing. So thank you again for subscribing to The Rosey Life. And again, you guys are all freaking amazing. You really are. I even said it to this client. I'm like, do you see how freaking amazing you are? I'm like, this is so cool. So I really believe it. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.